Hey yo, it's J20 all day, and it's time to get ballin'. You guys already know the intro, okay? And so I wanted to break down today the difference of 2K20 and why it's so dominant. But before we do all that, make sure you guys follow my Twitter handle J20 all day. And so let's get into it. So we're gonna go to Mike Wang's page, okay? And we're gonna check out the stuff he's been tweeting and the replies and everything that's been going on. So the read and react, okay? So read and react is like the way the defense is. So I'm gonna show you guys a completely different defensive system that they have set, right? So it's pretty dope. So under the ball handler, right? You'll also notice the indicator ring change from a solid circle to broken up lines as the ball handler moves around the court or performs moves. The more broken up the circle, all right, as a defender, you get to see it, this little circle. The more broken up the circle gets, the more vulnerable the ball handler is at losing the ball. Okay, so to further emphasize this, we're turned on ball steals to be much more predictable. So now it's much more read and react. Okay, even on. So it also says read and react defense. When guarding the ball, defensive players will see a small arrow under the ball handler. Okay, so this is pretty dope. You, as a defender, you get to see this small arrow indicating where they're leaning or attempting to go. So the arrow shows up at different times based on the defender's abilities, modeling the different reaction times between a poor defender and a great one. Anticipating the ball handler's movement properly and cutting off their attack will yield much more predictable outcomes, such as stonewalling the dribbler, stopping them in their place when they're trying to go past you. Those first steps, man, because of the new first step badge that they added, just like 18 and 19, it was kind of broken. Well, more 18 than anything, because they could just use that first step, and it's a blow by. So this will allow you to stonewall a lot more, forcing a pickup ball. So this is the emphasis, the motion engine upgrade. This is the huge difference on, well, this is the biggest reason why 2018 and 2019 were not as good as we would expect it to be. They worked for 2 years to try and perfect this new engine, motion engine, okay? So now that is greatly improved. Body up ride system, one-on-one battles now resolve in a much more predictable way, showcasing the differences between attacking a flat-footed defender versus a highly skilled lockdown. Man, this is the meat. This is like the stuff you guys should be learning and knowing about that they're not giving you, which is why you guys should also like, subscribe, and put that notification, because I'm going to give you guys the real meat. That being said, if this is the case, then man, 2K20 should be a banger. It should be high quality basketball. So shot solutions and paint D. So the paint defense, let's see. The new gather feature allows you to kick off an advanced gather on the floor, read the defense, and select how you want to finish that gather by re-deflecting the pro stick as you take off. So this is pretty dope. All right, so as a driver, okay, if you start a Euro gather but see that there's a defender close in the paint, you can redeflect the pro stick, so you can react as you're doing the Euro and you see they're trying to take a charge, they're going to be at the rim to protect it. You can transition the shot into a floater to avoid the contact. This also allowed us to introduce the concept of gather resolutions. Forcing a gather into heavy traffic or directly into a defender will lead to jam ups, but choosing the correct gathers in open spaces will let you knife right through the traffic. So in addition to the Euro step, cradle hop, step back spins, gathers, and access to before, you can also perform a half spin, cross spin, gathers to get past your defender. So realistically, James Harden, man, even the way he redefines the game on a one-on-one like matchup as far as like the NBA goes. He even like revolutionized 2K. Yeah, they had that whole concept down, which is pretty dope. So this year we captured hundreds of new air collisions, hard fouls, grab blocks, and swats to let the rim protectors have their presence felt. Okay, so paint defenders, you have a great advantage this year from the motion graphics and everything system. Is gonna help with like good timing decision. Will be a force to be reckoned with. So you'll definitely have to think twice when going head to head against them inside. So post scorers can also look forward to refreshed post game with new fakes, backdowns, and moves, while post defenders will have access to an expanded post body up system that will help them lock down spins, drives, drop steps, hop steps, and other end at the other end. So this will also help with that overpowering effect that all the post scorers did have. This entire system, motion system that they have in place now, is ridiculous. Players spend 90% of the time on the floor without the ball, so we wanted to make sure that aspect of our game was fully featured. The Klay Thompson, the Steph Currys, all you sharpshooters like are gonna love this part of it. Okay, so anybody who watched like Ray Allen, Rip Hamilton, like purely like Reggie Miller, like those guys that are just beautiful off the ball. So on the offensive side, on NBA 2K20 brings back an old beloved feature, off-ball juke moves. We really wanted these moves to mirror the functionality of the ball handler. So not only have they returned, they've also improved. With simple pro stick gestures, players have the access to fake first steps, spins, and stutters that you can chain together. So now you have chain moves that you do without the basketball, so you can try and get open. As a shooter, that's beautiful, man, because it just makes it more enjoyable if you're not having the ball all the time. You're not always playing with people that you know and you can run set plays. So at least without an off-ball screen, you can at least get yourself wiggle yourself open for a three or for a back cut. So like it's gonna be even harder to anticipate. But with on the defensive end though, the fact that they have that arrow system will allow you to anticipate, react to those juke moves as well. So it's more like a chess game, which makes a game within the game type concept, which is just, man, it's incredible. So that's what I mean by this being like incredible, and why 2K20, well, why 2K18 and 2K19 were so garbage, man. They were garbage. That's why it was so trash, because it was an unfinished product, and they were working on this system in the meantime, but also making their profit margins and you guys know how business goes. But that's why 2K18 and 2K19 weren't as fully balanced and on point to like moving forward. It felt like it was always moving back, or like staying. It's like always the same game. It wasn't ever like elevated to a new level. So 2K20, I believe, is the era of where it's the next level type game, to where everybody wants to be more involved in it. So defensively, off-ball collisions were reworked from ground up to take advantage of technical advancements. We've made to our body up system, so the past couple years, if you can read, where your off-ball offensive opponents are trying to go, you can cut them off and put them in a box, making them work extra hard for every look, which is, man, the whole chest portion of it, right? Screens, both on ball and away from the ball, were also rebuilt and feature much better interactions between screeners and screen defenders. So this is pretty cool, because right here it carries a high risk reward, right? We're also introducing the concept of quick screens, performed by tapping the set screen button. Just tap it, right? It carries a high risk, high reward, but using it sparingly can be a great tool to quickly rub your cutting teammate's defender and slow him down just enough to help your teammate get open. So doing this will allow you to do a pick and roll a lot more efficiently, because you won't be stuck on the body of the screen. But it'll also allow the defender, if they're reading everything properly, to get rights and keep on your guy. So like it'll ruin the entire screen if your defender doesn't get bumped correctly. And you guys will just lose more time. So you'll see loads of additional new content, including better roll, fade transitions, screen rejects, slip screens, screen blowups, and hard hitting brick wall screens. So I mean, they added so much more to like every aspect of the game. So badges and takeover, we put in a ton of work to ensure that each badge was valuable and unique enough to cater to just about any imaginable playstyle. We even added neighborhood-specific badges that enhance the physicality and flashy play of the playground. Takeover returns in NBA 2K20, so obviously we have Takeover. Thanks to all the feedback community, we've tuned the Takeover abilities to be much more balanced across positions and play styles. So if you guys obviously play 2K19, it obviously wasn't balanced. A lot of the game wasn't balanced because it's obviously an unfinished product that they just threw out there for us to purchase so they can make their money. But nonetheless, we enjoyed it, and you know it preoccupies time. But hopefully, they revamped it to a whole new level this year. There's tons more to talk about when it comes to badge attributes takeover and the improvements to player builds. So we'll look forward to talking. So we'll get more info on the next blog. This is a key word that they're going to use. Well, that's basically the difference from every other year. Okay, motion system upgrade, allowing us to accurately portray the myriad of movement styles across the league. This is what makes the game way more realistic. We added new concepts such as stop variation, deadlift punches, heavy lifts, inverts, etc. Cuts and first steps also vary greatly from one style to the next, allowing us to differentiate speedsters like the Aaron Fox John Wall from players like DeMar DeRozan who move more wiggle. LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and legends such as Kobe Bryant, Tim Hardaway have signature dribble idle stance. Magic Johnson, John Stockton, set up their offenses with their unique movement, bringing the ball up court, while open floor players like Russell Westbrook, Giannis Antetokounmpo get different sprint acceleration animations in transition. There are 27 different styles that you'll see across the league that you'll also have access to in my career to create the type of ball handler you want. So, and then it gets into all of this about the different styles. So, base, big, power, fundamental, quick, slasher, shifty. So, all these are different types of styles for James Harden, LeBron James, Magic Johnson, to your Steph Curry's, Chris Paul's, your Damian Lillard's, Kawhi Leonard's, Paul George. Being a successful ball handler is much more about rhythm and change of pace. The new system gives you many tools to do that just by using the left stick. But if you want to make your defender look bad in the process, you're going to need some sauce. This year, we're introducing a new size-up mechanic that allows you to chain standing dribble moves together in a cleaner and more realistic way. Every move is performed 1-to-1 by flicking the pro stick, and there are no pre-scripted sequence this year. So in other words, instead of it being pre-scripted, right? So where like last year you'd have to tap down to do like a behind the back, or hit the R trigger, flick up, and then automatically do a move, right? Size up, dribble move, or whatever. This year it's gonna be all your stick movement. So if you want to do a left, right, with like a in and out or whatever, you'd have to do it with the actual stick. So that's also part of the motion enhancement that they have put in place for the motion system upgrade. Okay, so players have full control over whether they want to lure defenders. Okay, so full control over whether they want to lure defenders to sleep with a slow rocking crossover or pound the ball hard with quick machine gun style crosses. James Harden has his patented between the legs setup moves. Kyrie Irving has an array of street ball handles. Allen Iverson has his big hezzy cross, and the list goes on. The new size ups really give you the freedom to create your own unique rhythm. When mastered, you'll be able to break off even the best on-ball defenders. But when over dribbling, you're trying to perform the wrong moves at the wrong time, you'll see players fumbling the ball or easily getting ripped by their defenders, especially with the defensive circle that if it shows it's broken up, you're very it'll let the defender know that you're very vulnerable at that moment to get ripped, which is pretty cool. All right, so we'll stop right there. Okay, guys, so that's everything. So let's check what a couple guys said. His gameplay sounds promising. Hope the my player experience will feel like 2K16 over again without archetypes. Praying, man. Mateo, Coy Sanchez, we're praying on that, man. Alex Martin said, remember when NBA 2K was the mecca of sports gaming? Where did it go wrong? Well, now you guys know, man. All right. It's that motion system. So now you guys know it's that motion system. All right. This sounds tremendous. Let's see if it works or if people find ways to exploit the system. Oh man, Lucas, they're always gonna find ways to exploit the system, bro. That's just, I mean, it's a video game. Like, it's inevitable. But with the new system, man, it's gonna at least make it more basketball like savvy. And you'll be able to like make or create the type of player you really want to play with. So that's the best part of it, because the enjoyment comes with being able to play the style that you really, really want to play and not being limited. Um, am I still going to miss 9 wide open threes in a row with Curry still? Oh man, the shot making is more based on luck than taking good shots at this point, and it's getting sad. Still looking forward to the game though because I'm helpless. Yeah. Uh, man, I just think you guys have a bad jump shot, bro. To be honest, because yeah, it's pretty easy to shoot. The past 2 years, it's been pretty easy to shoot, bro. Um, we want gameplay clips, my career video on archetypes. The passes. Okay, so we'll leave it at that, man. So, what I need you guys to do is make sure that you guys head over to my profile, all right, and just follow me and and just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you guys can get more great content like this, more in depth. I'm gonna give you guys more meat. Thank you guys for watching J20 all day, and it's time to get ballin'. Let's get it.